Is ayahuasca legal in Peru? And is it safe in Peru? Yes, ayahuasca is legal in ceremonial settings, in a retreat setting with a guide, with a shaman. Now, from my experience, there are a lot of centers in Peru, and you need to be very mindful about where you're going. You need to choose an ethical center where there's a responsible preparation and use of the medicine. The shaman's knowledge is crucial. When I first came, I went into a center where the shamans didn't have a specific knowledge about the plant of ayahuasca. They had knowledge about other plants or other types of ceremonies, but they were guiding ayahuasca ceremonies. And that they were giving me a dose that was inappropriate, and there was no preparation or no integration. So I realized there how important it is to know where you are going. And so here at PUNQU, I am the spiritual guide here, and I meditate with you. I give you practical tools for the ceremonies. I help you integrate the insights given by the medicine, interpret also the visions, the insights. And so the care is most important here. That's why we only have private retreats with no more than 4 people and a private attention to every single guest. As well, the dosing that we give you is given, especially the first ceremony, with a lot of patience and care. Because we need to know how much you, your body, your mind, your emotional body can resist. The point of ayahuasca is to understand, to go deeper, not to get into chaos and confusion. And it is a powerful plant, but that needs to be processed with a lot of consciousness. And so, as well, when I get into the initial call with you, which is so important to me to discuss your case, because every single individual is unique and has different needs. And there, we go through a screening. First of all, most importantly, there are contraindications to drinking ayahuasca, such as high blood pressure, serious heart condition, and as well a serious psychiatric diagnosis. Also, there's a dieta required at least 1 week before the retreat, which is under your responsibility because your life is under your responsibility, but you are told about it, which is no alcohol, no drugs, especially cocaine, marijuana, and any types of strong pills, chemical pills, as well no red meat, no pork, no very spicy food, and no sexual interactions. Especially alcohol and the drugs are so crucial because if you are going to be mixing ayahuasca with cocaine, this is life-threatening. Yeah? So the plant itself is not dangerous. It is the mixing with other stuff that is dangerous. Yeah, and the lack of preparation and care. Okay? So now we need to understand that and perhaps demystify, some things that we can see on internet. As you know, in the medias, there's a lot of things, good and bad. And I see a lot of drama there. And when it comes to ayahuasca, especially, I don't really spend my time there, but a lot of clients have told me about it. And, when we notice that marijuana is now legal in America, for example, it's interesting to note because marijuana is a plant that actually, yes, has beautiful benefits physically, but also is conducive to escaping yourself and more getting you to sleep, which actually doesn't work with ayahuasca because ayahuasca is a plant that wakes you up. So it's just interesting to note, also what goes on in society and to be mindful and just listen to your own truth within you rather than what's going on around you. As well, just know that ayahuasca is a brew. It comes in the form of a tea and it's all natural. It's just two plants there. Ayahuasca vine that contains the alkaloids that um, activate the DMT in the chacruna leaves with water. That is it. And we cook our own medicine at PUNQU. So when I hear stories from the clients that tell me, actually they did ayahuasca in America or other places are not in Peru, it's interesting because I would say it is safer to do ayahuasca in Peru. It is more authentic and actually safer. Sorry for the wind here. We are on the mountains. We are at the foothills of the mountain Saiwa here in the Sacred Valley of the Cusco region in Peru, which is a very serene and isolated place conducive to a true retreat into the depth of who you are. And so the wind can be coming here and there, but it's really a nice climate. So, yes, it is more authentic here because I've heard story of, perhaps people that are doing ayahuasca overseas, and they have told me sometimes counted about, huge groups with just one shaman, with no integration, no preparation. Also, during the ceremony, that they would put stereo music, which has nothing to do with the true Ikaro chant that is chanted live in the ceremony for each individual. Normally, this is traditionally how it is done, and the healing actually happens through the Ikaros, the secret chants that we, the three shamans here, are singing at every ceremony for each individual. And so it's mind-blowing to us, to me personally, to hear those stories. Oh, I've heard also people that shamans that just leave you in the cabin and just say, yeah, I will be monitoring the spirits around the cabin, but you'll just drink the ayahuasca and that's it. Just doesn't make sense. When you know exactly how it works from the inside, it's actually sad to me because I don't see how you can play with the lives consciously of people, human beings. It is such a responsibility. So here at PUNQU, we're very, very mindful about that. And obviously, me coming from the West and having had the experience here in the jungle and having searched for the truth, and myself having been on the path of the shaman, the ayahuasca curandera here, I did the dieta as required. I've been doing practices with the maestros, maestras, and so I really know the medicine from the heart and from the experience, and it demands so much sacrifice and so much humility. And so I really realized how much the bridge is needed between also the plant itself here and demystifying it, and helping facilitating the journey for Western seekers. Because also we have a different body, we have a different mind, we have a more complex psychology than the natives here. And so this can be lacking as well in ceremonies that are very powerful, but the lack of integration and spiritual death is there. So this is why we're here, and looking forward to your call whenever you feel the need to have a conversation. We can see what retreats would be beneficial for you. And yeah, just looking forward. So sending you much love. I hope this was helpful and see you soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.